Were lesbian, bisexuals, trans, queers in the global women's strike in Guyana, the US and the UK, and we've been protesting and we're anti-capitalist. And I say that because there was also some debate at Occupy whether, to be anti-capitalist or not. We are definitely anti-capitalist, and we have protested against the queer elite of the 1%, which finds, for example, members of the government, of the UK government, openly gay and able to be gay, because we as the queer movement over centuries have fought for equality, fought against discrimination, and they've been able to get into those positions of power. And then, for example, warmongering and organise and vote for occupation and occupation, for example, in Iraq and Afghanistan, sometimes in defence, using the defence that they're going to protect LGBTQ people, women. These were all used in propaganda by the government, the Tory government and the Labour government here when going to war. We also want to just tell people about a very good demonstration in the Occupy movement, queers in the Occupy movement. Occupy Los Angeles Queer Affinity Group, which includes different community groups, which Margaret forwarded to us, protested at the Human Rights Campaign that Goldman Sachs CEO and Lloyd Blankfein were being put forward in a fundraising gala, and there was a big protest. It's because they supported gay marriage equality that they were being put forward to, at the fundraising gala of the Human Rights Campaign, and there was a very good protest, which in fact Margaret attended in Los Angeles, against this. So there is definitely a fight going on. There's a class war in the queer movement, like in other movements. Yeah. And other examples, for example, is the pinkwashing, following on from what Yael was saying. In Israel, the Israeli state is really using the LGBT movement and the fact that, if you're white and Israeli, you can go to the club scene, you can be openly gay, while, bombing and murdering Palestinian queer people, obviously everyone, but including Palestinian queer people. And we really are supporting, queer Palestinians, and non-queer, everyone in Palestine, against the occupation, against the genocide. And we've protested this pinkwashing of this genocide and the Israeli state. Along with Payday, we protested a LGBT conference being held there. They're trying to show how liberal they are. We also support the queer Israeli refuseniks. A young queer woman recently openly went to prison because she's refusing to go and fight in the Israeli army in Palestine. So really, there's some people who are going against the state. Another protest that we've done is we've gone to meetings and really followed the NGOs, for example, like Stonewall, who have trained the Home Office, which is the government body here, who deports lesbian and gay, bisexual, transgender, asylum seekers back to torture and death. And they have been getting training, the government has been getting training from Stonewall on deciding who is really gay. Okay? And we heard them, we were right there. Crystal from Black Women's Rape Action Project, myself, we all went down there, we saw it, we spoke out with other LGBT groups, some others, mainly people of colour in fact, but we all spoke out against them and cussed them out and told them they were collaborating, sending people back to torture and death. And again, just one last thing, I want to say also that David Cameron here, the Tory Prime Minister, billionaire, fascist, racist pig, and homophobe, is in one time cutting the welfare state. He's killing people with disabilities, including queer people with disability, pensioners, single mothers, asylum seekers. Everyone's going to the wall, and at the same time promoting that they are for equality by promoting gay marriage. But when they're cutting our money, that is the way that we can live independently, also as young LGBT people, away from maybe families who are homophobic, and be independent, living independently. So on one hand, they're cutting people's money, we're going to the war, and then they're pretending to be pro-gay. And again, they can only do that with the collaboration of these NGOs. So we've been also protesting against them. And the last issue, sorry, very quickly. Sorry, I'm getting worked up here. The last issue is also on the police. Again, you get people who are saying, oh, the police are being pro-LGBTQ, they've got pink this, they've got pink that. At the same time, they're killing people in police custody, like Jay was saying earlier. They're also harassing LGBT people. You know, we get harassed on demonstrations. They target sometimes if you look gay, if you look like a dyke, whatever. You know, if you're a lesbian woman of colour, they go for you. So it's these absolute double standards, and we are, you know, again, we're calling it out as much as we can as a grassroots organisation. Right.